Over 30,000 years ago, humans domesticated the gray wolf, the common ancestor of the dog. So how do we get from this to this? Over time, the big bad wolf from our children's books grew into man's best friend, coming in just about every shape, size, color, and temperament imaginable. Dogs have changed, they've evolved, and we want to know why. The answer lies within DNA analysis. By confirming or refuting suspicions of underlying breeds, canine genetics explains why some dogs chase squirrels and others are happy to observe. And why some dogs come when they're called and others, well, join Bianca and Laura as we discover what lies beneath the puppy eyes, head tilts, and wagging tails. It's a tale worth barking about. It's Doggy DNA. Join Kahluas and Danielle as they uncover the exciting potential of their deepening bond and promising adventures ahead.
I love her energy and her willingness to work and how well we work together. We just are a really bonded pair.
And don't miss the touching story of Luna, who found solace and love in her forever home with Brianna.
So the background between them was pretty powerful.
A bond as unwavering as the ground beneath their paws.
And I mean, those eyes, right?
Explore the heartwarming connection between Cooper and Michelle.
I had no idea that there could be a connection or a love this big in my entire life.
As they embark on a journey filled with joy and new beginnings.
There's one time in my life I'm never gonna doubt love is when I'm hanging out with Cooper. My name is Michelle Vroux, and I brought my dog Cooper.
Welcome to the show, Michelle. It's so great to meet you. And who's this beautiful mister?
This angel boy is Cooper.
Cooper.
Yes, he is
He's
7.
He's 7?
He is 7.
How did you meet Cooper?
Well, as the classic story goes, I wanted a dog. My husband did not. We compromised and we got a dog. And
Meaning you won.
yeah. An ad popped up, so I broke the news to my husband and we hopped in the car and we went down to the valley. And I sat on the floor and whichever puppy, I was just waiting. He had come over and literally just backed up into my lap and plopped. When we picked Cooper up, he definitely picked me. He is a softie and a big heart, and he has opened up so much in my heart space, including how to have fun.
Tell me a little bit about why you're curious about Cooper's DNA profile.
I've explored my own background in lineages, and Cooper being the old soul dog that he is, I feel like he definitely may have some surprises in there. His gentleness stands out above all else. His compassion, he just has that healing ability to understand what you need, what you're saying. I had no idea that there could be a connection or a love this big in my entire life. And there's one time in my life I'm never gonna doubt love is when I'm hanging out with Cooper. We kind of have our own language at home. He's very intelligent, loves water, absolutely loves water and winter. Husky has been kind of mentioned in the past.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing really well, thank you
You
for having me.
excited?
I'm very excited.
I have the results for Cooper. So what is it that you were thinking?
Lab, maybe husky.
Right. For 14%, Cooper is Border Collie.
No way.
Yeah.
That kind of shocks me. Well,
Yeah.
actually, really shocks me.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed.
17% English Setter.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Cooper is 69% Labrador Retriever.
Okay.
Although you did good with the Labrador Retriever,
Yes,
he is
well.
predominantly Lab, which is very evident in his
Yes.
appearance. But
Yeah. Wow.
surprising,
Yeah.
right?
English setter.
Yes.
Wow.
Cooper, a decidedly old soul, possesses the heritage of the English setter, bred in the 17th century England for bird hunting. These agile sporting dogs were indispensable to British hunters, pointing them toward game with sharp precision. When they arrived in America during the 1800s, their charisma and competence made them one of the country's most beloved breeds. From tracking prey across the countryside to destroying stuffies in the living room, Cooper, the quiet adventurer, honors his English setter ancestors with goofiness and grace.
His DNA results were definitely surprising. The Border Collie and the English Setter was nothing that any of us, I don't think, could have predicted.
I think it's amazing. I am so excited to learn more about those breeds to see how it all ties together.
What are some behaviors that you've noticed in Cooper that might tie back to these breeds?
He loves to be touched. He loves to play with me solely, usually.
A lot of those behaviors do correlate back to the Labrador Retriever, especially his love for water, his love for adventure. Also, his loyalty that you've been seeing. Labrador Retrievers are extremely loyal and often emit this beautiful, loving energy that I think that you keep mentioning. Labs can be therapy dogs and rescue dogs, and they do such beautiful work because they have that characteristic, which is extremely evident in Cooper.
I was blown away by the results. I couldn't have even made them up if I tried. I'm interested to now watch and kind of recognize some of those traits and what might pop up over time.
Also talking about the Border Collie and the English Setter being, the hunting and the herding breeds, you may see that in his play, in the way that he plays. And that's something that you're just gonna have to kind of go with and try to encourage because it's really good for him. So if he wants to try to hunt something, you can encourage him to do so by hiding toys. Sometimes you could have playtime with Cooper where you take things and you hide toys around the house and then you give him the cue to go ahead and find it, and he would probably love to do something. And you might see that hunting behavior of the hunting it out, finding it, and then kind of giving it a good shake, which is him just being proud that he caught his prey,
Yeah, he does love to destroy his toys.
Yes.
Now I'll be able to kind of feed the other characteristics a little bit more and put more time into allowing him to really express all of his personalities and what those breeds can offer him for the rest of his life. I think I'll definitely go a little bit easier on Cooper now when he's destroying all the stuffed animals in the house and watching the fluff fly through the air. It's definitely softens it a bit, knowing that that is part of his innate being. So I'll definitely encourage that more.
With these three breeds, even though we're not specifically seeing perhaps physical traits or maybe even behavioral traits of these dogs, but all three of them together have created this beautiful, perfect storm that's this cute little snuggle muffin that Cooper is, and his bright light shines because of that.
Coming up, Danielle and Kahluas explore their potential as a bonded pair. Watch their journey unfold on Doggy DNA.
My name is Danielle Mancini, and I brought in my dog Kahluas.
Well, welcome to the show, Danielle.
Thank you.
And this is Kahluas.
Yeah.
I would really love to know how you came to meet your beautiful girl.
It was in August of 2021, and I lost my last dog. She had passed from cancer, and I needed another dog in my life. It's just how I run my life.
Yeah.
And so I found her, and she was 3 weeks old, and I got to see her picture, and I got to go meet her, and then waited till she was 8 weeks old, and I got to take her home.
Yeah. I mean, you've had her since she was a puppy, obviously, so you've had a lot of time to get to know her and to get her trained up beautifully.
She's just has so much drive for everything. Like, we do rally, agility, dock diving, anything that I really want to try her out in, she just is 100% right in there. The rally is a form of obedience training for both owner and dog. There are trials where you can win titles. She has won her novice title. I wanted to get the DNA profile done just to learn what breeds were in her, mostly out of curiosity, and see what kind of traits the breeds came from.
I'm wondering if there's any behaviors that you've noticed that she has or things that she does that you were curious about or that maybe led you to wonder if there's more to her DNA than what you know.
Well, she's really nervous with people, and she can be a little bit reactive sometimes. So I'd like to see maybe where that stems from, if it's a certain breed, and then maybe how we can work on that.
Yeah.
She doesn't do well without me. If I'm not around, she's a little bit like,
Yeah.
kind of stressed out.
Yeah, good to
In
know.
a new place. She's very clingy to me, so
Yeah.
I can tell that she loves me.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
I love her energy and her willingness to work and how well we work together. We just are a really bonded pair, and I just love that about her. I see Rottweiler in her and I see Amstaff in her, and I don't know what else will be in there, if there's anything else,
Yeah.
but I'm curious to see.
Well, Kahlua has some interesting results, and the very first breed Kahlua is 32% American Staffordshire Terrier.
Okay.
So it's what we typically call a Staffy. The most dominant breed that she is 68% Rottweiler.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the most dominant.
Yep. So it's just the two breeds.
Just the two breeds,
Okay.
predominantly a Rottie.
Kahlua's lineage hails from Rottweil, Germany, where her ancestors were celebrated for their vigilant herding and surveillance. Today, these traits are reflected in her protective nature and deep attentiveness to her person. Despite her anxieties, Kahlua's commitment to work is unmatched, illustrating the spirit and adaptability of Rottweilers. Admired through time as faithful guardians and companions, Kahlua upholds her breed's legacy with strength and pride.
Well, I was still really surprised by the results. I figured she was Rottweiler Amstaff and majority Rottweiler, but I honestly thought there'd be some other things in there. So the fact that she's not quite 50-50, but just the two breeds was surprising.
So even though you predicted those breeds in Kahlua, it's still very interesting because if I had to put money on it, I would have said the most dominant would have been the Staffy in Kahlua.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, because physically she does have that appearance. But what are some things that you're noticing behaviorally that would make sense with the Rottie aspect?
I think her shyness of people,
Right.
because Rottweilers tend to be a guarding breed.
Yeah, and so it's not uncommon for also Staffies to have that guarding instinct as well. So Rotties were originally made as guard dogs and watchdogs, and so they're very alert and attentive, and they will alert anytime there's strangers or anyone that's not supposed to be around. They will alert their owners of that. They're gonna be a little bit aloof and a little standoffish at first, and until they know that the situation is okay, and then they might loosen up a little bit. So it all really makes sense that Kahlua was exhibiting those kind of standoffish vibes.
Yep.
And she's also, both breeds are very good working breeds. So the fact that she's a very active dog, and you can tell in her physique, she's so muscular. And so, yeah, I think, these kind of high energy, working kind of behavior needs that mental stimulation.
Oh, definitely.
And the guarding behavior, a little bit standoff. It all kind of makes sense with the Rottie and the Staffy. So what are some kind of behaviors that you're noticing that you would like to maybe, now that we know the genetics, like how we could correct something that you're seeing in Kahlua?
Mostly the leash and learning to be off leash and ignore strangers as opposed to, reacting to them.
So when I was working with her, what was really interesting today was the being able to go off leash. I think that is a huge deal for Danielle, and I think it's really important not only for Danielle to be able to do that and feel confident with Kahlua off leash, but it's really important that Kahlua be well trained and ready for that recall. So you're asking for her to come back voluntarily. She's going to need a reward for that. And I already noticed with the work that you do with Kahluas that you give her food rewards, which is super important when training. Kahluas has these two very strong-headed breeds. They're also little snuggle bums that just want to curl up on your lap and be little babies. So that's kind of a really cute trait that both of those breeds have.
She definitely doesn't understand her size.
Yeah.
And she's not super cuddly, but she does like to lay on top of me like
Just
she's
plop her butt
10
right down
pounds.
on you. Yeah.
It was really great working with Bianca and learning new things. I'm excited to implement some of the training that she has given me for the tips with the off-leash. I'm hoping with what we've learned and the tips that we have that we can progress into our training and rally specifically, hopefully get into advanced to be able to do our off-leash work.
It is very important that these dogs be well-trained, well-rounded. I always talk to owners about how these breeds you need to start the training early and you need to stick with it forever. There's no time that you stop training, and she just blew me away with the work that she puts in with Kahluas. So she's already doing a great job. And I really wish that all owners would kind of take a page out of Danielle's book, especially if there's a Rottie or a Staffy or any kind of bully breed, that, you know, they put in the kind of work that Danielle's doing. So I really applaud her for that.
Join us as Brianna and Luna prove that bonds forged in times of grief are unbreakable. Don't miss their story on Doggy DNA.
My name is Brianna Bona, and I brought my dog Luna with me.
Well, welcome to the show, Brianna. It's really nice to meet you, and it's really nice to meet Luna. I'd love to talk a little bit about how you came to be Luna's person.
Sure. So Luna was actually my father-in-law's dog, and sadly, he passed away in 2019. So my husband and I decided that it was a no-brainer. We were going to take her in. She's a pretty crazy dog, but it's been a blast being able to, you know, kind of keep her in the house and try to do my father-in-law proud with her. We were very different with our animals, where he hated all of the things that I would do with her, try to dress her up and buy her costumes. So it's a kind of a running joke now that he would hate some of the things that I do with her, but it works. She's had a hard go in life. She's been through a lot of loss. So for me, anything that I can do that's fun, that will kind of bring something more positive into her day-to-day is all I'm kind of aiming for, because I just want her to know that she's got, you know, a good, safe place with us, with my husband and I at home.
So I noticed that Luna is pretty energetic for her age. Is there any other behavior that you've noticed that might be, you know, like, why is she like this? Why is she doing this?
To me, it is mostly the hyper. She's just, hyperactivity in her is insane at times. I do know that, you know, she's a very loyal and protective dog. Luna has had separation anxiety kind of off and on her whole life, even when she was with my father-in-law. It just got to an all-time high with an incident with our house being broken into. And because she was so, again, protective and loyal, she was in between the person and our room the entire time, but the aftermath of that has really stuck with her.
So Brianna, why did you want to get Luna's DNA analysis done?
I've always just been curious as to what breeds she actually is, to better understand her quirks.
So I'm really, really excited for you to meet Bianca and get the results.
Perfect.
Hi, Brianna.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm excited.
Yeah, lots of anticipation. Right?
Yes.
Well, I have the results. So we're going to start with 15% of her genetic makeup is a standard poodle.
Poodle.
Right?
I would not have guessed poodle.
Yeah.
15%?
15.
15%.
So just a little smidge.
Okay.
Then we have coming in at 35%, a German Shepherd.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's right. And then finally, for 50%, half of her genetic makeup is a Siberian Husky.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's shocking.
yeah.
Luna carries the legacy of the ancient Chukchi people, a nomadic group whose way of life was first enriched by the Siberian Husky nearly 9,500 years ago. These resilient dogs served as indispensable hunting aids, enabling success amidst harsh conditions before making their mark in sled dog racing. Centuries later, Luna is bursting with vibrant cheer, an energy that honors her predecessor's historical tenacity and celebrates the warm companionship she extends to the loving family surrounding her today.
With the results, I am shocked. I probably will be for a while, and I don't think anyone's going to believe me when they find out. The fact that she has poodle in her, I have no words.
So a lot of information there to unpack with Luna, with her breeds.
100%.
Yeah. So the Husky, which is what she predominantly is, which shouldn't really come to a surprise with those big, beautiful blue eyes.
No,
right?
I'd be more shocked if there wasn't Husky with the eyes.
Right. And that's a very interesting trait that Huskies have, and is their eyes. And another interesting thing about those blue eyes is that it's actually not a blue pigment that's in there. It's actually a complete lack of pigment in their eyes.
Oh.
So one interesting thing is the give and take that Brianna and Luna have. And I think because Luna has given so much of her heart and soul to that pack, that family that they have, I think Brianna's goal is really just to give that back to Luna and make sure that she feels safe and loved and protected. With the German Shepherd and the Husky, both of those dogs are very loyal, family-oriented. They love their people dearly and quite protective of them. So they do make really good watchdogs and guard dogs, right? And so that, can explain why you are her person. So some things that you can take into consideration with Luna, and something that perhaps you can integrate in her daily life, is 100% physical activity. She's not going to be a dog that can just be in a house for days on end without a walk. She really does need that physical activity. So walks and hikes is going to be really good for her, and any kind of obedience training and anything like that. She's going to do great because she's so smart, right?
I've always wanted to do agility training with her.
Oh my
because I always
gosh.
thought she would just excel with that.
She would. She not only is she high energy, but she's brilliant.
Yeah, she's a smart girl.
She is.
What I've learned from Bianca that I'm excited to take home is different toys that have piqued her interest and how we can work with her separation anxiety. What Luna means to me, and my husband as well, because there's the two of us, she's just a connection to his dad. If there's moments where we're feeling sad, she's a reminder of him. When I miss him, I think she knows, and she understands. She's just a special girl because she's got that connection with my husband and with myself, and she's just, like I said, she's a constant reminder of what we lost, but not in a sad way, but like a comforting way.